Sportsnet Plus 2 presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Canerco, Alex Rios, Andrew Jones and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Billy Butler, Scott Pasednik, and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set. It will be the rubber match. In the opener, Jake Peavy was just outstanding as the Sox won that ball game 5-1. Then last night, Luke Hochevar was pretty good himself. Kansas City won it 7-2. So tonight, in a rubber match, Freddie Garcia.
Freddie actually has thrown the ball pretty well. 3 of his 4 starts. He doesn't have anything to show for it as he's 0-2. And this Kansas City team has been tough on him lifetime. He's 8-13 against them. Brian Bannister is 1-1. He's actually thrown the ball very well. His ERA is in the mid-3s, and this is a guy that's 8 under 500 lifetime. So with Kansas City coming to town, this is a team, especially at home, that you look to take advantage of. But last year, we were just 9-9 against them. It's a big game to win tonight, and it's a big game for Freddie.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Member owned means our reason for being is your well-being. Experience wellness everywhere. And by AT&T. Rethink possible.
Night for baseball here on the south side of Chicago. The White Sox game set to take on the Royals here on Comcast Sportsnet. How you doing, everybody? I'm Chuck Arfine. Well, this White Sox team, it's been tough to figure out. One night they look like a playoff team, like they're going to turn this thing around. The next night, back to square one, problems surfacing again. This was a topic of conversation before the game. Ozzie Guillen talking about his team's inconsistencies.
I think it should be for everyone. You know what I mean? If you really care about what we do, you're part of this ball club, or you should. You know what I mean? Because you go home and you're so excited and you start calling people and say, yeah, we got it when we want it. And the next day I said, forgot what I just say. You know what I mean? You just, and I bet you the players feel the same way we do. You know what I mean? They try to figure out what's wrong or what happened the night before, why we cannot play every day. I was talking with Jerry yesterday before the game. I said, you know, that's a team I thought it was going to be on that. I think that's the reason I leave this ball club with a broken heart, because I expect them to play like that every day. All of a sudden, the next day, 24 hours later, you don't know what to do. But everything in life is about consistency. And when you're not consistent doing something, you're always going to fail, because you're not in the top in your thing every day. And I think that happens everywhere. They show up. I mean, I think the best thing for us is one thing we do good. it's a player, I don't know, it's a manager, you can, or it's coaches, you can't turn the pace right away. You can erase games just like that. But all players, they do. Every time they have a very bad game, they bounce back and play better next day. And that's all you can expect. Expect forget about what you do last night. The only games counts today, and forget what you might do tomorrow. And I think we've been pretty good about that. Hopefully that happens today.
Splitting the first two games of the series, the Sox will try to win the rubber game tonight. It's Freddie Garcia against Brian Bannister. Stay right there. Hawk Harrelson and Steve Stone have the first pitch and starting lineups next.
At 11 and 16, line up with DeJesus, Posednik, Butler, Guillen, Callaspo, Aviles, Kendall, and Getz, along with Willie Bloomquist, who's hit Freddie pretty hard. Jimmy John's defensive setup, left to right, Jones, Rios, and Quentin in the infield, Tian, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko, A.J. Przinsky behind the plate. And the Toyota starting pitcher is Freddie Garcia, and he's ready to deliver the first pitch. So I'll turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Hawk Harrelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you very much. And the first pitch of the ball game taken high and wide to David DeJesus. And once again, welcome everybody, and welcome to the finale of this three-game set. Here's the 1-0 delivery. There's the strike. DeJesus comes in hitting at .275, 3 homers. He's driven in 11. He is 2 for 8 in this series. And lifetime against Freddie has hit him well, 11 for 31. Outfield spread out around to the left, and that's high and wide.
And their game plan tonight is going to be run every chance they get. Top two and bottom two in the order, all base stealers, and they'll try to take advantage of Freddie and AJ in that department if they get on.
And that's hook foul. So the count 2-2 and here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
It's a beautiful night for baseball.
Isn't that beautiful weather?
Yep. Going to get a little chilly as Toronto comes to town. They'll probably bring it in from north of the border, but tonight, gorgeous.
2-2 pitch. That's high in the right center field. Back on the track.
And we'll take a look at the game conditions. 67 degrees with 32% humidity. The winds out of the southwest, 10 to 18 miles an hour. It is warm and breezy. The umpires tonight: Ted Barrett behind the plate, Tony Randazzo at first, Paul Nard at second, and Brian Gorman at third.
Here's Scotty Pods. Takes strike one. He is 3 for 9 in the series with a homer and 2 RBIs. Comes in hitting at .327. Takes the bite. He playing back again.
I can't understand why he is on the dirt. Pasednik is a terrific bunter. If he gets the bunt down on the grass at third, you're not going to be able to throw him out from there.
That's called bunting a double. Two and one. Five's taking a peek at Tien. There he goes. If he gets it down, it's a double.
Somewhere along the line on the bunters, and there are quite a few in this league, they're going to have to put Mark on the grass and dissuade that hitter from bunting.
And he just rips that one by Paulie.
That's just a roller as that came up on the inner portion. And a one-hop rocket right by Paul at first base. And now you have their premier base runner in a base stealing situation, because we've seen Billy Butler as a double play machine.
Pods is 9 for 11 in that category. Kansas City has 23 out of 30 in stolen bases. Butler hitting at .321, a couple of homers. He's driven in 13, 3 for 9 in this series. And lifetime against Freddie, 4 for 6.
Butler's also grounded into 8 double plays, and that leads the team in that dubious department. Look at Dave Owen, former Major League infielder, as he goes through his set of signs.
Got to get the hitter, regardless of who's on first base. You've got to concentrate on making your pitches to a pretty good hitter standing up at that dish. You're thinking about Pasednik. We saw this happen in New York. He kept throwing over. Gardner on first, Gardner on first, throw over, throw over, throw over. And then the first pitch to Derek Jeter hung him a curveball.
Especially when you don't have a great move. If you don't have a great move, those throws to first don't do a whole lot.
They embolden the runner. He might go here. Oh, he was. He was on his good way, leaning that way. He's not getting quite as big a lead as he was with us last year. He had those big, big leads off right-handers.
Well, could very well be, and I think what he's doing is a little manicuring of perhaps a softened area around first base. As this infield dries out somewhat, it'll be a little faster later in the game. That doesn't mean you can't steal. It just means you're just about a half a step slower.
Ball set. Ball strike. Well, if you're going to tailor your own field to your advantage, we're leading the league in stolen bases, so we certainly wouldn't want it slow.
By the time we get up there, it'll be a little drier around first base.
That's being an artiste.
Oh, yeah, yep. You have to do it. You have to take away their advantage in the first inning because their top 2 guys are base stealers. And then we turn it over to our top 2 guys can steal bases.
1-1 pitch. And take your time, boys. You got plenty of it. Rack him up. That is number 9 for Butler after having it play. The Royals nothing, and the Sox coming to bat.
Line up with Juan Pierre leading it off, and he's the DH. Then it'll be Beckham, Jones, Canerco, Alex Rios, A.J. Pierzynski, who has crushed Bannister, Quentin Tien, and Ramirez. Jimmy John's defense and how they'll line up behind Brian Bannister, left to right, with Sednick, Bloomquist, and DeJesus in the infield. Callaspo, Aviles, Getz, and Butler. Jason Kendall behind the plate. And the Toyota starting pitcher is Brian Bannister, on for the 6th time. He's had one disaster, and the other 4 starts were very solid. He, like so many other of the Kansas City pitchers, has a cutter. He has a curveball, and he's got to keep the ball down.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as Juan Pierre stands in. Takes up high. Pierre, 3 for 7 in the series with 4 stolen bases. Now has 14 on the season, and it leads the league. And there's a bunt. Callaspo's got to hurry. Boy, what a flip he made to get him. Wow. Wow, what a play.
I think that Juan, when he laid that bunt down, thought that was a base hit. But Callaspo came in very aggressively. And in one motion, the pickup and the throw, he's got plenty on it, and he gets him by a full stride. Outstanding play by Alberto Callaspo.
That's about as good as it gets right there. It shades of Robin Ventura.
Was Robin as good as you saw at third base making that play?
I think the 2 best I've ever seen at that play were Robin and a guy named Frank Malzone, who played for the Boston Red Sox.
Remember Frank. In fact, Frank scouted for a long time after he quit playing.
Yeah. Robin, it just seems like they never made a mistake on that play. They never dropped the ball. They always made a perfect throw to first base. On a dead run, Robin would spend half the time on that particular play on the back of number 23.
That's a pretty good cutter, just thrown to Gordon, who is laying off the high fastball. That part of it's good.
He's 1 for 4 in this series, but lifetime against Bannister, 0 for 7. And that's up high, full count. Bannister, 29 years old, 6'1", 220 pounds. San Ramon, California.
8 games under 500 lifetime at 31 and 39.
And he walks again.
That's a terrific at bat, and I think you'll see when guys start walking, and that's 5 times in this series, that they're about ready to break out of it because they're not swinging the pitcher's pitches. They're just taking it.
And here's Andrew Jones. Andrew 2 for 8 with a couple of RBIs coming in game 1. And right now, let's check out our picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and recruit, went with Andrew. Stone Pony's going to go with Carlos Quentin. And all the people who are celebrating Cinco de Mayo and we're going to go with Juan Pierre. That ball hit deep. Jenks. Way back, he looks up. You can put it on the board. Yeah! Number 9 for Andrew, and it is 2-0. Good guys. Mercy.
Bannister got a little careless with a fastball that was less than overpowering. Andrew's now driven in 15, and our Ford home run replay, you see that high fastball, and Andrew gives that man a souvenir.
And here's Paulie. That's the 6th home run that Bannister has thrown. There's a strike to Konerko. 0 for 6 in the series, and lifetime against Bannister 4 for 25. Oh, he got a cookie right there and hooks it foul.
And he kicked the bat afterward because he realized that hanging breaking ball was right in the middle of the plate. And Bannister, unlike Luke Hochhaver, who threw last night and had really good stuff, he doesn't have the sinker.
That movement is irreplaceable. As that is out number 2. Yes, as we said so many times over the years, guys would much rather face a guy who was throwing 100 miles an hour dead straight than a guy who's throwing 90 with good movement.
You can adjust. You're going to be able to adjust to the speed. I mean, all major league hitters can do that.
Well, that's why they're in the big league.
I was going to say I have to laugh because you occasionally hear people describe teams as being a good fastball hitting team. If they can't hit the fastball, they're selling cars.
Well, the thing about it is, that you really, when that phrase is used, you have some guys, some teams that are better. They have more good fastball hitters than other teams. And you have some teams with a balance now. You take like the Yankees. They've got a pretty good balance. They've got some terrific fastball hitters. That ball ripped into the gap. Alex just continues to swing that bat. That's now extends his hitting streak to 7. In the last 6 games, he's been hitting at a 360 pace.
Well, if Bannister keeps throwing that fastball up, he's going to continue to get pounded. Take a look at the location of this. That's a fastball way too high as far as Bannister is concerned, and I think Kendall's going out there to talk with him about it. If he doesn't start getting the ball down consistently, he's not going to be long for this game.
And here's AJ. Pitch just off the plate. AJ hitting at 210 with a homer and 7 knocked in. 3 for 8 in this series with that homer coming last night. Lifetime against Bannister. Hit him well. 11 for 26.
I think AJ probably driving to the park today had a pretty good idea about what he's done over his career against Bannister. I would be very surprised if he got something good to hit here. You've got first base open. And Carlos Quentin, the right-hander, in the on-deck circle.
Out in front of that one. Pulled a string on him. Well, you just mentioned something there that a lot of players, that's one of the most important times of the day when they leave their home. That drive to the ballpark. That's when a lot of guys get everything sorted out. And as a hitter, you're thinking about Bannister's best cutter, his best slider, his best fastball. And by the time you get to the ballpark, as there's ball 3, most of the time, mentally, you're ready to hit.
Well, especially if you've had success against somebody. In the case of AJ, he probably goes up against Bannister with a lot more confidence than against some other pitcher who's really struggled.
He didn't want anything to do with AJ in that at bat.
Nope. Put him on, and now Carlos make him pay.
And Carlos has made him pay in his 8 at bats. 4 homers, 2 of which, we'll check that, 4 for 8 with 2 homers.
Kendall out there again. And Trey Hillman taking a look at a longer first inning than he would have wanted out of Bannister, because the last thing he wants to do is go to that bullpen early.
Next pitch, big one. In the scheme of things. And there's a shot into right field. Alex is being waved around. Is he going to go to second base now? AJ will get back in. So Rio scores, and it's a 3-0 ball game.
A guy hitting below 200, Carlos Quentin, with 18 runs driven in, and Carlos got the ball exactly where he wanted it. He got it down. Unlike both Jones and Rios, who prefer that high fastball, Carlos likes the ball a little bit lower. Bannister obliged by throwing it right there, and Bob McClure comes out to have a word with him.
So a little continuation hitting here. Just didn't stop with that 2-run homer by
And Trey Hillman knows that he can't run through the bullpen here tonight, because he's going to Texas for 4 games. Texas in first place, obviously in their own ballpark. With Ian Kinsler back in the lineup, they're a tougher team. And he went to Hughes, Roop, and Thompson out of the bullpen last night in relief of Hochevar. But you run through your pen tonight and go to Texas with a tired bullpen, you've got some big problems.
and a tired ball club, because this is getaway day.
It is.
So here's Tien. Don't stop now, Mark. That ball back to the middle into center field. And here comes AJ. He's going to score. Carlos on his way to third, and it's a 4-0 Sox lead. Yes.
RBI number 6 for Mark Tien. Just out of the reach of Chris Getz.
Don't stop now, boys. So the Sox bat around here in the first inning. Alexei hitting at .218, a couple of homers. He's driven in 9. 2 for 8 in this series with a homer. Breaking ball, lays off of it. Bannister, son of Floyd Bannister, former Sox southpaw.
And originally signed with the New York Mets.
Boyd, a nice guy and a very talented pitcher. Led the league in strikeouts.
He had a big curveball.
And he was about a foot quicker than he looked. Now, the catbird seat, 2-0. Outfield about equidistant. A little bit of a gap maybe out there in right center. Spread out. And he takes a strike right there.
Bannister's been very much at the mercy of the Sox hitters because he can't get that breaking ball over the plate.
Out in front. Bailey's over to first base in time, but a big crooked number goes up on that board after 1 inning of play. It's 4-0. Good guys. You're watching this game on Comcast Sportsnet's main channel. Coverage will conclude at 8 p.m. so we can get to the Blackhawks playoff coverage. Now, the Royal Sox game will be shown in its entirety on CSN Plus 2. For channel details, visit csnchicago.com.
That was an entertaining first inning.
It was. Jose Guillen, the one-strike pitch. Bounced over into the Sox dugout.
Guillen off to a very good start.
Yes, he is.
There's never been any problem with his hitting. Been occasional problems with him, but not his hitting.
He gone.
Looked like a good splitter from Freddie. Kept
Well,
it out
his
of the way.
definitive pitch. Yep.
You get him swinging at the motion. That ball just dives out of the zone. And the first strikeout of the night for Freddie Garcia.
And by definitive pitch, we mean that's the pitch that the guy has got to get over in that particular game. If he doesn't, he's in trouble. That doesn't mean he can't win, but it means it's going to be a lot tougher.
You better have some line drives hit at people if you can't get that splitter going.
1-0 pitch to Callaspo. Broken bat, Matt Abatacola. So 1-out single.
Visit the official online shop of Chicago White Sox where you can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source. Shop at www.whitesox.com. And, of course, accept no substitutes.
Here's Aviles. 3 for 5 last night. That was his first start of the season with a homer. Takes first pitch strike. Gallaspo 2 for 2 in stolen bases.
And Aviles' arm is still not back to 100%. But he would come out of a coma to face Sox pitching because he's always done a tremendous job against them.
Line shot, wasn't new. He's now 3 for 4 lifetime off Freddie.
High fastball. And hit it right back from where it came. Right over the outstretched glove of Freddie and right by Gordon Beckham at second. Now you got another double play target in Jason Kendall.
You got to keep the ball down. Freddie cannot pitch up. If he misses, he's got to miss low.
When Kendall came into the National League with the Pirates, he was one of the best running catchers in all of baseball. And then he fractured and dislocated his ankle and hasn't been able to run the same since.
Strike, little slider. Well, I'll tell you what, for a catcher that's hit as few home runs as he's hit, he's made a lot of money in this game.
Thanks Cam Bonifay for $11 million a year for, I think, for 5 or 6.
That ball into right center field. Alex is there, makes the catch. Ian tags. Out number 2. Yeah, he's made a ton of money.
Well, the one thing that I've always liked about him is that he will go to the post. It's not like AJ in that respect.
Well, those are the only 2 guys.
Yeah, if you let them, they'll catch every day. Doesn't matter if it's a day game after a night game or if you've had a 12 or 13 inning game. Kendall wants to play the next day.
Yeah, there are only 2 catchers in baseball to record 1,000+ innings in each of the last 8 seasons. There's a strike to Chris Getz. He's 2 for 6 in the series. And that has a lot of value.
Well, Brian Pena is their backup catcher. And probably comes to the ballpark every day thinking maybe today's my day. It's been his day once this year. Kendall's caught every game but one.
Runners at the corners, 2 out, and the 0-2 pitch. Here goes Aviles as strikes him out, throws him out, and that'll retire the side. They get a couple of hits, they strand 2, but after an inning and a half, it is 4-0 White Sox. That's on a nice splitter, and why don't you show the viewers the grip of Freddie's splitter?
I will do that. You take it between your two fingers, preferably your first and second, and then you just pull down on it. You let it come out, comes out with very little spin, and at the last instant, it just drops off the table. But you have to have enormously big hands. My right hand is 3 times the size of my left. See?
He does have big hands, so especially for a little guy. Boy, you got those fingers split all around that thing. I'll tell you who had the long fingers. It was Koufax.
That really had a lot to do with that big curveball and that quick spinning curveball.
One made a beautiful bunt leading off the bottom of the first, and Castro made an even more beautiful play to throw him out at first. Base hit. A good speed aboard.
Mike Aviles goes up. That's a hanging curveball. And we'll watch Aviles. He gets up there pretty well, but that ball just over the glove. So good speed aboard. And there's no reason to wait. Tack a few more on, get Bannister out of there as quickly as possible, and you can really take advantage of that pin.
Beckham walked and scored last time. Takes ball 1. Outfield slightly to the right, big gap out there in left center. Andrew Jones on deck. Takes a strike that evens a count at 1. Talking about how the fingers have got to be really spread apart. When Contreras was here, Jose, he used to have a softball that he would practice spreading his fingers.
Well, he was, first of all, he was a very big man, and he had tremendously big hands. But he used that softball for a couple of different reasons. Obviously, it spreads the fingers, but also it gave him strength.
Yeah.
And you used to see him all the time with his fingers around that softball.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Jammed him, but it's going to be back in the seats. You know, there are some guys who throw a modified splitter because their fingers are just not big enough. They're not long enough. They can't get them around. So they'll just split them a little bit closer.
And it really acts like a changeup because it's going to take 5 or 6 miles an hour off the normal fastball. And you have the same arm speed, the same release point.
That's outside, 2-2.
I always thought, Hawk, that the splitter really helped you with your other pitches because you have to stay over the top and pull down on it. And your fingers have to be on top of the ball. If your fingers get on the side of a splitter, it just doesn't do much.
Well, that was Contreras' problem a lot of times with us. He got off on the side. There goes Pierre. Ball gets away from Kendall. That'll be a stolen base.
If he wasn't going, they wouldn't have credited him with a stolen base, but the fact that he was going, that ball got away. And the lucky break for Kansas City is it didn't carry him away from Kendall, or Juan would be at third. This one hit off his shin guard and came right back.
So a full count to Beckham. Aviles going to jockey in, try to hold him close. he gets him. 1 out. Second strikeout for Bannister.
Here's our Xfinity high-defining moment, and it came last inning. And it came off the bat of Andrew Jones. Gets a high fastball, and Bloomquist runs out of room. That made it 2-0 at the time.
He has 9 homers and 15 knocked in. The ball hit hard, sucked up by Callaspo. And of course, with that home run by Andrew last inning, Alex Snellius' family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 37, so $3,700 donated by Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursel. Here's Paulie. Paulie struck out last inning. Paulie pulled his head a little bit. In fact, last couple of games he has been pulling his head, but you can't expect him to stay on the ball like he was the whole season long.
Now, if he did that, his name would be Albert Pujols or Joe Mauer.
Got a pretty good ball to hit right there. Soft breaking pitch. Just enough spin to get down right at the end.
Well, the difference in this inning, as you see Bannister about ready to make his 42nd pitch, is that he's changing speeds on everything. The first inning, he left everything up in the zone because he was trying to throw it a little too hard.
Well, that's been his MO against us for the most part, most of his starts. Hard, 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 hard.
He doesn't have that big a fastball to stay up there, as Andrew showed him graphically last inning.
Two out, the 0-2 pitch. There's a shot. Fair ball. Thank you very much, Paulie. So Pierre's going to score. Paulie on his way to second base. He'll get there with his 5th two-bagger, and it's a 5-0 ball game.
25 big ones driven in by Paul. You see another high fastball. Bannister had stayed down all inning. Not that time. Brian Gorman on the call. Fair all the way. And 5 runs early in this one. And the bullpen is going to get to work.
Don't stop now, boys. Here's Alex. He doubled and scored last inning. That ball hit hard into center field. Bloomquist is back, right in front of the track. Hauls it in, but the 2-out RBI double by Konerko knocks in one Pierre, and it is 5-0 White Sox.
the Chicago White Sox and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox.
Organize a group outing of 20 or more guests during the 2010 season. You can purchase a block of tickets or enhance your outing with one of 6 great party areas. Remember, the more tickets you order, the more money you save. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com to book your group outing today.
Willie Bloomquist will lead it off here in the top of the 3rd inning. Takes ball 1 up high, sitting 148. 5-0 Sox.
Bloomquist has always had good luck with Freddie.
There's a strike. 7 for 16.
Not bad. Kansas City put Rick Ankiel on the disabled list with a quad problem.
And once again, a very happy Cinco de Mayo. Each and all. To Hopper. Well, that was really a sad thing. I have never met Rick Ankiel, but I know I have had a lot of emotions about him and felt bad for him. He was such a good-looking young left-hander.
Well, he was one of the most promising guys to come out of that Cardinal system in a long time.
And then all of a sudden, poof, could not throw a strike. I mentioned this to you before about a young left-hander that the Red Sox had way back when. His name was Bobby Sproul. He made a start against the Yankees in that famous Boston Massacre when the Yankees came into Fenway and swept them in 4 in '78. Didn't get out of the 1st inning and never recovered.
That's really something that nobody can explain. They don't know why it comes. They don't know if it ever leaves. And if it does, they don't know why it leaves. But they call it the thing. I guess because there really isn't any other name for something that you've done your whole life. Sometimes it happens to catchers. They only have to throw it 60 feet 6 inches. They've done it all their lives, and sometimes you see guys who suddenly cannot throw the ball back to the pitcher.
Steve Blass was a pitcher. Same thing happened to him. Steve Sachs was a second baseman. Chuck Knobloch was a second baseman.
Mike Andrews, who you're very familiar with.
Yeah.
They tried everything with Andrews. They put him all over the field. When I got to the White Sox, they were trying him at third. He would hit the mound with a throw from third base. You'd have to get off the mound if they hit the ball to him at third. It was sad.
Well, now you know what it's like when I put a putter in my hands.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Full count to DeJesus. You know, Hogan told me that.
Hulk Hogan?
He gone. No, Paul Richards was a good friend of Ben Hogan's, and Paul, I went to what they call Rainbow's Inn in Waxahachie, Texas, is where Paul lived. And he and Hogan were good friends, so we went over. We were going to play at Shady Oaks with Ben Hogan, and it was a bad day. It was cold and drizzling rain, so he couldn't play. So we went out and played, and we came back. We had like a 2.5, 3 hour lunch with him, and we were talking. He was a big baseball fan, and of course his nickname was the Hawk. And he wanted to talk baseball, and obviously we wanted to talk
sure.
golf.
You're with one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, and we got into his putting moves because the greens there at Shady Oaks were extremely fast for that time zone, and they had a lot of undulation in it. And he said at one time, before he changed his swing and became a great striker of the ball, he was a duck hooker. There's a chopper. And a nice inning right there for Freddie Garcia. 1-2-3. And he leads it 5-0. Sox take on Vernon Wells and the Blue Jays. White Sox, Blue Jays, they have been hot. They've won, I believe, 7 out of the last 8. That's tomorrow night at 7, right here on Comcast Sportsnet, fans' best friend. 5-6-0 for our guys, 0-3-0 for their guys. Here in the bottom of the third.
Now that's a good look. Got to always dress like that on Cinco de Mayo.
Here's AJ. He walked and scored last in the first inning. A comebacker. 1 pitch, 1 out. Sox fans, if you're watching this game on Comcast Sportsnet's main channel, coverage will conclude at 8 p.m. so we can get to Blackhawks playoff coverage. Now, this Royal Sox game will be shown in its entirety on CSN Plus 2. And for our channel details, visit csnchicago.com. Carlos Quentin, RBI single. A 2-out RBI single. Takes first pitch strike. And the count 0-2. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful evening here in a beautiful city. Breaking ball low.
Show you what it looks like tonight. Just a gorgeous night.
As he gets him. So 2 down.
Bannister has seemed to have settled down somewhat. And all of a sudden, he's throwing a ball that's sinking.
That acted like a splitter.
Yeah, that one dove out of the zone, and Kendall did a nice job of catching it.
So here's Tien. He had an RBI single, a 2-out RBI single in the first. And that's the souvenir left side.
So you have to finish how you cured Ben Hogan's putting woes.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. So he said that when he became a good ball striker, he started hitting it so close.
He didn't have to worry about the longer putts.
That because he was a terrific putter when he did not hit the ball well, that his mind told him that, you know, you're supposed to make these putts. You're supposed to make these putts. And he said he got to the point that he actually could not take the putter back. As Bannister. Instead of taking it himself.
I think Billy Butler was a little surprised at that.
Meanwhile, 1-2-3 inning, and we're into the 4th.
This fourth inning is brought to you by the fourth meal from Taco Bell. Open 1 a.m. or later.
Billy Butler will lead it off here for the Royals in the top of the fourth inning. 5-0 White Sox. Curveball low and away. Butler hit into a 6-4-3 double play to end the first.
Freddie's changing speeds very well here tonight.
Count evens at 1. Bottom of the 7th at PNC. Pirates leading the Cubs 4-2. That ball ripped past Tian like a hanging splitter. As here's the throw. Got it.
Ooh, the throw might have beat him, but looked like the leg was in there, and I think Paul Nauert gave us a bit of a break.
Unless his foot came off the bag, I think that's what Nauert was telling him, because he definitely got the foot in there.
We'll watch it again. Andrew goes over into the corner, makes a good solid throw to second base. No, he's safe at second. Gordon got him on the knee, and Billy Butler has that look of incredulity. And he was surprised.
So here's Guillen. We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Freddie's the happiest man in the ballpark.
Guillen struck out his first trip. And that's into right center. And fans, Bloomberg Sports, the leader in data analysis, has developed an analytical product being used by the clubs, and there's also a product for you. Improve your fantasy player or track your favorite players and teams. Go to BloombergSports.com for details. Callaspo had a little broken bat single into right field. Takes first pitch strike.
Kansas City sent down Alex Gordon, first round draft pick, second pick overall in the country. And he came back from some hip surgery. Just wasn't swinging the bat well, was not playing a good third base. Now Callaspo has really swung the bat well.
And that's popped up. Andrew Jones. Nothing across after 3.5. It is 5-4. This exact date back in 1949.
Got any idea?
Where'd that come from?
They really dug deep to bring that one back.
They're all digging deep.
Yep.
Manny Minoso.
Way to go. I'll take Arestus Minoso.
That's who I would guess. And the count 2-0 to Alexei, who grounded out to his counterpart, Mike Aviles. And that's ball 4, so the dreaded leadoff walk.
We'll have to find out just how long that string is on Bannister's back. Because then Trey Hillman realizes to have any shot at all, he can't allow too many more to come across. He already trails by 5. Bruce Chen, listening up in the bullpen, the venerable left-hander.
Boy, what
I think he's been with every team in both
moving
leagues.
money he's made in his career.
I think he's been with every team.
You know, back in my time zone, when you first broke in, when you're making the minimum, if you got traded, you made actually more that month than you did salary for the moving money. That's flipped out in the short left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. So Juan now is 2 for 3 with a stolen base and a run.
Doesn't hit this ball hard, but he hits it in a perfect spot. Again, Bannister got the ball up. And when he watches the tape of this game, he's going to realize that just about each and every hit, except for the one Carlos Quentin hit in the first inning, that ball was up.
He's going to realize he made a lot of bad pitches. So here's Gordon. He has walked, scored, and struck out. And see what Ozzie wants to do right here. Takes ball 1. And the count 2-0. Let's see if Ozzie puts a hit on that one right here. Good speed aboard. 2-0 count. Nobody out. And Ozzie wants to do some things. Nope. It's 3-0. I told you it's the only hit I've ever seen in my career. Bases loaded, nobody out. 3-0, and he hit away.
Well, you never know when you're going to get that good pitch.
Hit into a double play. Line shot right to the first baseman. Playing the Cardinals in spring training down in St. Petersburg in 86. There's one.
If I remember Ozzie's career, he never met a pitch he didn't like.
That's the way to hit. Every pitch was his until he saw he didn't like it.
There were very few he didn't like.
And that's ball 4. That will load him up. It's a 6th walk for Beck in this series.
And
the walking man.
And speaking of the walking man, here he comes. That's going to be it for Bannister. He's going to go to the pen. And it is Bruce Chen. And we will inform you of his travels when we get back. Attendants at each home game will receive a New England coffee game card redeemable for $2 off your retail purchase from New England Coffee. Family coffee roasters since 1916. It's a home run for Chicago. And Bruce Chen, on his 10th Major League team, comes into the game on for the 5th time. No ERA and no margin for error. Bases full of Sox. And Andrew Jones looking out at him.
Andrew 1 for 2, a 2-run homer in the first inning to get us off to a quick start. Gap in right center. Breaking ball, no. 32-year-old Bruce Chen, 6'2", 215 pounds, out of Surprise, Arizona. He was born in Panama City, Panama. 10 teams. And the count 2-0. Started off with Atlanta, then Philadelphia, then the Mets, then Montreal, Cincinnati, Houston, Boston, Baltimore, Texas, and now the Royals.
2005 actually had a very good year with Baltimore. He was a starter, went 13-10.
There's the strike.
Last year in Kansas City, not too good. 1-6. 5.78 ERA. He started 9 of his 17 appearances.
And the count 2-2.
See where Kendall wants it.
Got away with a hot change.
Yeah, he did. Kendall actually shifted his body, but just kept the glove there.
And a full count with Konerko on deck. Five, 7-0 for our guys. 0-4-0 for their guys. And the payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. It is 6-0. Ready leadoff walk. Alexei Ramirez comes in to score.
Third run batted in for Andrew tonight. He's got 16. And that one charged to Bannister.
Raleigh had a nice 2-out RBI double in the second. Makes it right there. Takes it up. And the count evens at 1. Nice and easy, Paulie. That curveball misses, so Paulie in command of the count of 2 balls and a strike. Taking some other action. Yankees beat Baltimore.
Again.
Yeah. Oakland beats Texas. The score is 4-1. Bottom of the 8th in Pittsburgh. 4-2 Pirates over the Cubs. Ball's hammered. Foul. Phillies leading the Cardinals 4-0. Top of the 8th at Citizens Bank Ballpark. I was watching a little bit of that game before ours started. Well, the Cardinals had 2 plays blown by the umpires that were unbelievable. Tony was not happy.
We saw Thompson last night in the game, and up he is again.
Way outside, full count.
You can't make too many mistakes against Philadelphia, especially in their home park. That's one good baseball team.
They are real good. High pop-up. Chris Getz makes the catch for out number 1.
Looked like a straight change. Ball hit it straight up in the air.
So here's Alex. He has doubled hard into left center field, and then in the second went out deep to center. Alex now on that 7-game hitting streak. Pulled his head off, and a big hack, no contact. Cincinnati beat the Mets 5-4 at the Great American Ballpark. Tigers hit 4 home runs in that game against Minnesota and lost it 5-4.
Wasn't enough. John Roush once again doing his Joe Nathan imitation, saved another one.
Yeah, Alex Avila hit 2 home runs, as did Miguel Cabrera. Drops a hook on him in the count 1-2. AJ on deck. That ball hit into right center field. DeJesus is there. Everybody tagged. So Pierre's going to score. Beckham in the third. And it's a 7-0 ball game on the sacrifice fly. RBI number 12 for Alex.
That run also charged to Bannister. We'll show you. Juan realized that there was going to be no play, and so he just took his time, made sure that ball was caught to leave no doubt in the mind of Brian Gorman at third base. And a tough night for Brian Bannister.
So here's AJ's walk scored and bounced out hard comebacker right to Bannister. Checks it up and takes ball 2. And that's outside with Quentin on deck. That will load him up. 4th walk of the inning.
And the last pitch that Bruce Chen is going to make.
All right, so he will work 2/3 of an inning, and he will depart, and we'll be back.
Ticket holder. The White Sox Aussie plan features 13 games, including Cub Series tickets, leaving the rest up to you. Prices vary depending on selected seat category and game choices. For details, visit whitesox.com or call 312-674-1000 to speak with a ticket sales representative. Brad Thompson comes into the game. We saw him for an inning last night. He threw a perfect ninth. Thompson at 0-1, ERA 3.38, on for the sixth time.
Sacks packed with Sox.
And he inherits a 7-run deficit.
2 out, and here's Carlos. RBI single with 2 out in the first, and he also struck out. That's into left field. Pods makes the catch. But 2 more go up on that board, and we'll go to the 5th. 7-0. And if you are the 500th texter, you could win 5 $5 foot-long subs from Subway. 5th inning. 7-0 good guys. It'll be Aviles, Kendall, and Getz to face Freddie. Like Aviles singles sharply into right center field. Takes it up high.
Freddie.
And the 1-1 pitch. Oh, he's just picking right up where he left off against us.
I don't think he ever wants to leave Chicago. Pitch him away. He drives it into right field. Get what looked like a breaking ball up, and he drives it into left field. But that's 5 hits, and these are the first 2 starts for him this year.
Fastball strike to Kendall. It went out to Rios in right center. And that's back to the middle into center field. Another breaking pitch. So the first 2 men aboard. And that'll bring up Chris Getz.
And one of the reasons why Freddie is still winning big, despite giving up 6 hits, is that he hasn't walked anybody.
Takes up high, ball 1. And there's a base hit. So they're going to wave Aviles around. He will score, and it's a 7-1 ball game.
This Kansas City team doesn't hit the ball out of the ballpark all that much, but they do have a lot of decent hitters. Chris Getz, RBI number 4. And Carlos Wisely does not try to throw out Aviles. He's going to score. Got the ball back in.
So here's Bloomquist. And that's looped out into center field. Alex comes on. He got a good jump on that. Makes a nice catch. Jump got it for him.
Alex Rios has played some center field this year. This ball is hit off the end of the bat. Not a whole lot on it. And a tremendous break on it.
And for everybody who's been watching the Cubs Pirates game, we are in the top of the 5th inning. 7 runs, 7 hits, no errors for our Sox. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors for Kansas City, but they have a run in, 2 on, and 1 out. Here's the top of the order. David DeJesus takes a curveball strike. He's going out deep to center and struck out.
That one had a lot of late movement on it, tailing away from DeJesus.
And down. That's nice. Nice changeup.
DeJesus has grounded into 3 double plays this year. This Kansas City team has grounded into 34 of them.
Polly going to get the out of first. 2 down. So here's Posednik. He just ripped a single in the right field in the first inning. Then he grounded out to Pauly in the 3rd. He is swinging about well, hitting at .330. Last year for us at .304. First pitch strike. Splitter.
Scott is still one of the better bunters around.
If he bunts one down third base way here, there's going to be a 7-2 ball.
Yeah, everybody's back, anticipating that he's going to try to drive home a run by swinging it.
There's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. Close.
I think Freddie wanted that one. AJ sets up away. But that one's off the outside corner.
Yeah, it is outside. So far, Ted Barrett has been very solid. He gone. But they do get on the board. The 5th inning, the top is over, and we're halfway home, leading 7-1.
Run on this date in 1949, and drum roll please. It is indeed Minnie Minoso. You were right on the nose.
Don't bring up noses.
There's a look at Minnie.
Says Todd Benjaminson, our producer, whose nose is bigger and heavier than mine. Weighs more.
Wow. How's he fit it in the truck?
Very, very carefully. All right, 6-run lead. Mark 10. Alexi Ramirez and Juan Pierre. Tien, 1 for 2, an RBI single, coming with 2 out in the first inning. Slaps that one foul. And a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night, first of a 4-game weekend series against the red hot Toronto Blue Jays. They're now 16-13, won 4 in a row, and 7 out of their last 8. It'll be Danks against Dana Evelyn tomorrow night. On Friday, Burley against Markham. Saturday, Peavy against Cecil, and on Sunday, Floyd against Romero.
Had a chance to talk with Jake Peavy's dad before the game. He was in the dugout. Certainly enjoying the last outing his son had against Kansas City. Nice man.
Yes, he is. That's off the corner.
I think you can understand where Jake gets his strength.
Yeah.
Father's a strong man.
Here's the 2-2. And it is out number 1.
It's a floating breaking ball that I think Kendall brought the ball down a little bit and made it look better than it was, because it didn't come over the plate a strike, but he got the call.
Out in front of that one, fouls it away. Alexei 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Started off that 2-run fourth with a base on balls. Good pitch in on the fist.
And if you weren't with us earlier, Brian Bannister started this one, went 3+ innings, gave up 7 runs on 7 hits, walked 4, and struck out 3.
Thompson, 28 years old. There's a chopper, 2-hopper, by Aspo. 2 down.
This Sunday, celebrate Mother's Day at U.S. Cellular Field, presented by Walgreens. Bring your mom, aunt, or grandmother for a fun-filled day at the ballpark. First 10,000 ladies receive a white baseball hat presented by Walgreens. For tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit www.whitesox.com.
Juan Pierre, 2 for 3 in this game with a stolen base. That's his 5th stolen base in the series, and he also has scored 2 runs tonight. And the count 0-2. Won 2 for 3 last night. A couple of runs scored. Thompson looks like he's working both sides of that plate very nicely in a workmanlike fashion.
A pretty decent hook.
That is 4 in a row retired by the right-hander, and we're into the 6th. mentioned that Brad Thompson had a nice hook there.
Yeah.
Nice hands.
Well, that's why I was a pitcher and not a catcher. Showing the curveball, you have to have your arm in an L, and that's the best breaking pitch you can throw. I threw it off my middle finger, and it's a rotation pitch. The faster you can make the ball spin, the sharper the break. You pull down with your middle finger, push up with your thumb, which is also on a seam, and that gives you the best breaking ball.
He had a good one. And Steve, talk just a second here about the curveball for young pitchers.
Well, that's a relative term as far as young is concerned, because
there's a three-hopper. Alexei Butler is out. I'm not talking about now. I'm not talking about the little leaguers, because I think we're both in agreement. Yeah. They shouldn't be throwing, period. There's a guy, Serge in Houston, that's all he does is work on kids 6 to 12.
That have thrown breaking balls.
It's throwing breaking balls. But I'm talking young pitchers like in high school and college.
I think the major thing for a breaking ball pitcher, a guy that wants to use the curveball, and they're few and far between, by the way. You don't see a lot of them, especially from right-hand pitchers. But the main thing is make sure that you stay over the top and keep your weight back over your back foot. The biggest problem that breaking ballers have is they either open up too quickly, consequently the arm lags behind and that ball spins inside to a right-hander, or the stride gets too long. Again, they can't get up over the top and bring it straight down. Now, when the mound was higher, it was a lot easier, but now it's 10 inches.
As there's a line drive down into the corner off the bat of Guillen. So Jose Guillen now 1 for 3. He struck out, went out to center, and now the one out double. Go ahead.
With a 10-inch mound in the major leagues, I think you have to try a little bit harder on technique. And another one of those big problems for pitchers is they believe it's a velocity pitch and try to throw it too hard early in the ball game, when in reality it's a rotation pitch. You can throw a slow curveball that breaks very sharply if you can rotate the baseball as quickly as possible.
Well, I've been saying it now for almost 30 years. You're seeing more and more each and every passing year injuries to pitchers. And one way to take away, I don't know what percentage I could put on it, because certainly you'd have to do some research and talk to doctors. I think that a large percentage of those injuries could be avoided if they'd raise that mound.
I think that's one of the things, Hawk, and I think another thing is that a lot of guys get infatuated on the slider with making it break too much. The slider was initially called a nickel curveball because it was a short breaking pitch that was made to look like a fastball. Then guys started getting under it, trying to get a bigger break. And I think a lot of guys developed elbow problems because the hardest throwers always were the over-the-top fastball and curveball pitchers.
That's foul. Gaiasco now with a 2-1 count. I know hitters, the best sliders I ever saw were probably 3 or 4 inch breaks with a little tilt down. That's all.
That's really all you need.
From a hitting standpoint, I like the big slider because you had more time. You had more time to get it on the bat.
As long as the ball stays in that same plane, the hitter is going to hit it. You have to make it cut through that plane as quickly as possible, and that's what the good curveball does.
Here's a 2-1 pitch, and there's a base hit. Gaiasco just wears us out. So Carlos is going to hold him to a single as Guillen scores, and it's a 7-2 game. So that'll bring in Micah Veles. He even hits harder than Alberto Gaiasco. He's 2 for 2 in this game with a run scored. And he is 5 for 7 in this series.
You can get him to hit the ball on the ground. You can be thinking about 2.
You can forget that. All he does against us is line drives.
Certainly been the case so far.
The ball is striking out here in the 6th inning. We lead at 7-2, but they lead in hits 9-7.
He's got line break loosening up in the bullpen.
Two balls and a strike to the 29-year-old infielder.
Last night it was 3 Pensmen, Santos, Williams, and Pena. So it has not been a used and abused bullpen, at least in this series. First game of the series, Jake went 7, Thornton an inning, Linebrink an inning. It was a fairly rested pen.
That's foul straight back underneath us. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's the final now from Citizens Bank Ballpark. The Phillies shut out the Cardinals 4-0. And once again, Boston beats the Angels 3-1. High breaking pitch, short into left field. So 2 down.
One thing I don't think you ever expected to see, Hawk, is the Angels last in the league in pitching. Their ERA going into tonight was 5.25 as a team.
What did I mention to you in spring training? It's not the same ball.
Nope.
It's not the same ball. That's the first time in a long time I hadn't picked the Angels out there in the West. That ball hammered by Tien. Kendall now 2 for 3. So the double by Jason. His 6th 2-bagger.
Gets a high fastball up. And no chance for Mark Tien, who is playing off the line.
So a base hit here changes the complexion of this game dramatically. And Chris Getz is at the plate. Last inning had an RBI single. He's 1 for 2. Takes first pitch, strike. And the count 0-2. Up a good splitter on him here, right here. Nice block by AJ.
That saved a run because that ball was difficult to handle.
Well, AJ the last couple of years is just getting better and better. He's always been good. He's just getting better and better and better.
That ball bounced right next to the plate. Came up. AJ was able to smother and actually caught it on a hop.
Well, he's got such a good technique. Here's the 1-2. Watch out. Just did get a piece of it.
Looked for just an instant like Freddie was out of this inning. But I think Getz caught a stitch of the ball and stayed alive. He's trying to put him away. He just barely stayed alive.
Oh, man, a smash. Wow. That's a catch right there. Saves 2 runs. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th, leading by 5.
Garcia saving himself a couple of runs and a very tight ball game by grabbing this one, and it was right to the glove side. He put up the glove and just stuck in it. Because that was going into center field to score 2 runs.
Probably telling Kevin Floyd, you should have seen me when I was a shortstop back in Caracas.
He had it all the way. He was must have been a tall shortstop. Because he's a big guy.
Better believe he is. Gordon Beckham, 0 for 1, couple of walks and a run scored. That is high into right field. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Sox leading by 5. So here's Andrew. He's 1 for 2. A 2-run homer got us on the board in fine fashion in the 1st. And he walked with the bases loaded in the 4th. So he now has 9 home runs, 16 ribbies. Just missed that one, just underneath it. Boy, would he like to have that one back. Velas.
Enjoy a day at U.S. Cellular Field with family and friends. Individual tickets for the Chicago White Sox 2010 season are now on sale. For tickets, visit www.whitesox.com or call 866-SOX-GAME.
Here's Paulie.
Brad Thompson has come into this game and restored some order for these Royals.
He's retired. Everybody he's seen, 6 in a row. Paulie, 1 for 3, had a nice 2-out RBI double in the 2nd. Thompson came into this season 21-17 in his short major league career with the Cardinals. Got a lot of patience in that windup.
Matt Thornton getting loosened up.
Watch out. 3-1. Full count.
Brad Thompson made this team as a non-roster player. Just 28 years old.
Gaiasco bobbles it. And Pauley's aboard.
Well, I think the first two bobbles still might have yielded an out. But then he dropped it. And that goes E5. Gives some ground. And then throws it into foul territory. Kicked it. Then threw it into foul territory.
Here's Alex. Double and run scored in the first. Went out deep to center in the second. Had a sacrifice fly in the fourth. That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Bloomquist back, jumps. You can put it on the ball. Yeah. Number 4 for Rios. And it's a 9-2 ball game.
Willie Bloomquist got his glove on that ball. Just had it carry him off the glove and over the wall. Our Ford home run replay. It's a fastball right down the middle. And after the error, Alex makes him pay. He goes up high and hits the top of the glove.
AJ takes it up and takes a strike. $21,255. Ball hit. Good positioning by Belis, and that'll do it. With Alex Rios, 4th homer. Sox lead it by 7.
Which AL Central team is the White Sox biggest competition this season? The Twins, the Tigers, the Royals, or the Indians? Text Min, Deet, KC, or Klee to 53695. Stay with us post game. You'll see the final results.
Indeed you will.
Freddie now with a 7-run lead, and that's going to be it. Here comes Scott Linebrink, and we'll step out and be back after these messages.
You to catch exciting playoff action live. Text Blackhawks to BHawks. That's 242-957 to join Blackhawks Mobile. And that'll enter you to win 2 tickets to a Blackhawks home playoff game. No purchase necessary. Message and data rates apply.
Ozzie came to take Freddie out, allowing him to get a hand. And then when you give up 10 hits, you get the full gum salute.
Ozzie.
And Scott Linebrink comes into the game. Linebrink 1-0, ERA 5.23, on for the 9th time. Freddie went 6, gave up 10 hits, only 2 runs, didn't walk anybody, and fanned 4.
That's down low. Bloomquist has grounded to short and looped out to center. Alex made a nice play on him. Nine runs, 8 hits, no errors for our guys. 2 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for their guys. One down. Royals go back to the top of the order with David DeJesus. He's gone out deep to center, struck out, and grounded out to Paulie. Outfield spread out slightly to the left. Well, the 30-year-old DeJesus. David last year hit .281, 13 homers, and drove in 71. Gordon's got him. 2 down.
Gordon was way back on the grass, able to field that one to his left, and had plenty of time to get to Jesus.
So here's Pods. He's 1 for 3. Pods face Linebrink in game 1. His first man that Scott pitched to, and Pods took him out of here.
Robinson to Hayden. Our throwing right-hander loosening up in the pen.
No walks. Come back and get him. Don't want to walk anybody. There's one. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us right here tomorrow night. First of that 4-game set against Toronto. Johnny Danks against Dana Evelyn. A couple of left-handers. Can't make it. That game will be over Comcast Sportsnet. And on Friday, Mark Burley against Sean Markham. That game also on Comcast Sportsnet. And on Saturday, Jake Peavy against Brett Cecil. That game over WGN. And finale of this homestand, Gavin Floyd against Ricky Romero, and that game on Comcast Sportsnet. Count hangs full to Scotty Pods. Chopper back through the middle and into center field. So that'll bring up Billy Butler. He's 1 for 3. Led off the 4th with a single, then trying to stretch it into a double. Andrew Jones. A nice throw, and they put it on him. He was called out. Goes through that one.
good spot to pitch. Butler is right at the numbers inside, but you have to make sure that it's up.
Rides, decent lead, and the count evens at 1. And that is out of play right side. So the count. A ball and 2 strikes to the 24-year-old. Butler 4 for 12 in the series. And there's a base hit. So after 2 out, 2 hits, and that'll bring up Jose Guillen, who is 1 for 3. Guillen had that double back in the 6th inning. And came around to score on the single by Callaspo. Outfield straight up, spread out, equidistant. Takes ball 1.
Ian's a pretty tough out. He's got a fairly quick bat, but he's so strong that you can jam him, make a good pitch, and he can lift that ball into right field.
He's a good hitter. Dangerous hitter is a better way to put it. He is a dangerous hitter. High chopper. Alexei. Yes. Nice play, and it'll retire the side. 7th inning stretch from beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. 9-2, good guys.
Are on sale now. Full season, weekday, and weekend plans offer best seat locations at the lowest prices with the most benefits. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com to reserve your seats today. Robinson Tejeda comes into the game. Willie Bloomquist moves over to right field. Mitch Meyer comes into the game to play center. Tejeda 2-2, but a robust ERA of 8.76. On for the 14th time. and that leads the staff in appearances. 13 walks in 12 1/3 innings.
At times he can really be tough. What job. Carlos 1 for 3. Had a nice 2-out RBI single in the first inning. High in the left field.
Good catcher, Brian Pena.
Mark had a nice 2-out RBI single in the first. He's 1 for 3. Flips that one back. Oh, and 2 the count to Tia. Just turning in, Sox with 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth. 2 home runs in the game. 2-run blast by Andrew Jones in the first, and a 2-run shot. Alex Rios in the sixth. That ball hit into the gap. Gets by Scotty Paz. Tia on his way to second base, and he will get there. That is his third 2-bagger.
That sinking line drive just eludes Scott Posednik. Nice job of backing up by Mitch Meyer, but he can't get it back in time.
First pitch strike to Alexei, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. And a run scored. Knock him in, Alexei. And the count 1-1.
He almost got a chest burger for his efforts there. Tejeda throws hard. He always has. But it's been the moving plate that at times in his career has really plagued him.
Way out in front. So 1-2 the count. Juan Pierre on deck.
Big night for Juan. He's had a great series running.
Underneath that one. Nice gap out there in right center field. You got Callasco back and well off the line at third. Two balls, two strikes. Ryan Bannister started for the Royals and went 3+ innings, giving up 7 runs, earned on 7 hits, 4 walks, and had 3 strikeouts. Nice job right there by Alexei. Just to fight that one off.
Looked like Tejeda went to a cutter. And Alexei knew it was too close to take. Too good to hit hard. So he spoiled it foul.
That is out number 2. And the Comcast suite up there. Greg Bowman entertaining some of his clients. A good man. Good man. So here's Juan Pierre. He is 2 for 4. 2 runs scored to go along with a stolen base. His 15th. 5th of the series. He now has 474 in his career. Andrew Jones now has 397 home runs in his career.
That's not bad. Andrew stays in this kind of shape. He can play 5 more years.
He can get 500 easy. If he stays right where he's at, he can get 500.
And if he plays like he's playing, I think Sox might like to see him get him here.
Foul territory. Gallaspo's there, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. So we're into the 8th, leading by 7.
Official online fan club of White Sox baseball get guaranteed prime tickets with a new Ultimate membership. Plus, all members receive a monthly ticket opportunity, an audio subscription, and other exclusive perks all season long. Visit www.soxprideclub.com. J.J. Putz comes into the game. 0-1, ERA an even 3, on for the 10th time. There you look at the numbers. And he inherits a 7-run lead.
Gallaspo, Aviles. The first 2 hitters here in the top of the 8th inning. Alberto, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Chops that one. Fair ball. Get over there, Jay. No, Paulie said he'd take it himself. 1 out.
They start early in spring training with those drills, and every time the ball's hit to the right side, they yell at you to get over there until it becomes ingrained deep in your psyche. You see that ball hit to your left, you break to first. Worst comes to worse, you get called off the play like just happened with Paul.
Here's a Felix. He is 2 for 3 with a run scored. He takes first pitch strike. I think almost every infielder. You go through that play so many times, and almost every. I played a lot of first base, and every time I see a ball hit over there, it's the first thing to probably get over there.
Get over there.
It's just something you live with.
Sometimes you see left-handed pitchers that fall off the mound to the third base side, and they'll have trouble getting to first base.
Well, you see a lot of spectators on that bump too.
Admiring the play of the infield?
Yeah. And they forget to get over there.
Right.
Two down. So that'll bring up Brian Pena. Kendall, Jason was 2 for 3, a single and a double. 35-year-old veteran was 3 for 9 in this series.
Pena has to be ecstatic. This is only his 7th at bat of the year. Being a backup catcher to Jason Kendall is a good job to have if you never want to play.
Fouls that one back. It's like Johnny Blanchard, former catcher for the Yankees, with all those strong World Series teams back in the 60s, late 50s and 60s. He got traded to us in Kansas City, and Mickey was telling me the story. Blanchard was sitting in front of his locker crying, and Mickey says, "Don't worry about it, JB." He says, "Man," he says, "we'll see you guys. We'll see you, down the road a little bit." He said, "I'm not worried about that." He said, "Now I got to play."
That's right. You give your manager the bench me or trade me ultimatum. You get long careers like that. That was Bill Plummer behind Johnny Bench.
Big hack in the count, 1-2. Well, Johnny Blanchard was a pretty good hitter, left-handed hitter, and he was among those 7 Yankees that hit 20 or more home runs one year when they won the World Series. Two out and a 1-2. Drop it. No, bust him high. It's either hard high or slow low.
I'm not sure who backed up Pudge Rodriguez in Texas all those years, but he didn't get a lot of wear and tear on his body.
That guy just amazed me. I mean, that weather down there in Texas.
And he was out there
every day.
Most every day.
Paulie, nice inning for Puts. Boy, JJ. We go to the bottom of the 8th, leading by 7.
text poll question. Which AL Central team is the White Sox biggest competition this season? Wow, there's a surprise. The Twins are running away with it. You can text Min, Deep, KC, or Clee to 53695 and stay with us because you'll see the final results on White Sox postgame after this game.
Bottom of the 8th. 9-2 Sox. Beckham, Andrew Jones, and Paul Konerko. Robinson, Tejeda. First pitch strike. Or 0 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. He's had 6 walks in this series. There's a strike to run the count to 1-2. Pena to the outside. Once again, just underneath it. And once again, a reminder tomorrow night. He plans to be right here with us. Johnny Danks against Dana Edelman. First to 4 with the red-hot Toronto Blue Jays. Friday, Mark Burley against Sean Markham. Saturday, Jake Peavy against Brett Cecil. Sunday, last game of this homestand, Gavin Floyd against Ricky Romero. And then it's off to Minnesota for 2, Kansas City for 3, and Detroit for 2.
Let's see that brand new ballpark in Minnesota. It's supposed to be beautiful. But the way they're playing for the opponents, it's not so good.
The 2-2 pitch. That's up high. Well, if you can't make it to the ballpark for this weekend series, tomorrow's game will be right here on Comcast Sportsnet. Fridays on Comcast Sportsnet. Saturdays GN. And Sundays on Comcast Sportsnet. And underneath it again. High pop-up. Butler.
There you see the upcoming schedule. 4 here, then an off day, and it's off to the Twin Cities. Another off day. And then we see these same Royals in Kansas City.
So here's Andrew. 1 for 3, a 2-run homer, and then a walk with the bases loaded. So he has 9 homers, 16 ribbies. Breaking ball high. Ball ripped. Gallegos got him. 2 down. I know from my standpoint, from what we have seen on the field and in the locker room, I'd love to see him hit his 500s in a White Sox uniform.
I just think, for whatever reason, and nobody knows when you really start to appreciate this game again, but Andrew is really having a lot of fun on a daily basis.
He's been a joy to watch.
Well, it goes hand in hand with a rededication to getting himself in shape. I don't think he really liked the result of the 2 years in Los Angeles and the 1 year in Texas, although he started to get things back together in Texas. But we're seeing shades of the guy that played in Atlanta for all of those years, had all those Gold Gloves.
And Paulie. Now 1 for 5, but he had a 2-out RBI double in the second. So we'll go to the ninth, still leading 9-2.
Head in the top of the ninth inning, and Bobby Jenks comes on for the 11th time. The record 1-0. He's just trying to get an inning of work, and he would just as soon not add to that ERA. Again, a non-save situation. We've seen closers at times have some problems. Bobby needs an inning of work, with Toronto coming to town for 4 and no off days.
Chris Getz will start it off against big Bobby Jenks. Getz 1 for 3. Last time up with ducks on the pond and 2 out, he hit a rocket right back to Freddie Garcia, who made the play.
That could have been one of the biggest plays of the night, because if he misses that one, it's a 7-4 game and a completely different bullpen rotation.
Sox got on the board first inning with a big crooked number, a 4 spot. Added 1 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the sixth. Three and 1 to count. No walks, Bobby. And a full count. Ball hit into right field. Carlos is there. 1 out. And that'll bring up Willie Bloomquist, who was 0 for 3. He's grounded to short. Looped out to center that Alex got a tremendous jump on. Came in and made the play. Nice running catch. Then he went out routinely to Rios in center. Two down. Have a nice ride home. Be able to listen to the Hawks, who are leading The Canucks 2-0 as we speak, just at the start of the second period.
Mitch Meyer getting his first at bat of the night.
Takes that one outside. De Jesus was 0 for 4. Can't get it. .95-mile-an-hour fastball upstairs. And the count 1-2. Another element too. This has been the best umpiring we have seen in the series for a while.
I think Ted Barrett had a great night behind the plate.
He has been rock solid back
Yep.
there. Two balls, two strikes. Howard had a good home plate, as did Ryan Gorman. Full count to Mitch Meyer.
I'll be trying to get him on the changeup, with that one just up and out of the zone. Seth Posednik in the on-deck circle. He's had a very good series.
And that's fouled, and that's going to be a souvenir over our dugout. Once again, the payoff. And once again, a foul ball. Once again, the payoff. And this ball game is over. So the Sox take the rubber match. They come out blazing. The two-run homer by Andrew Jones to get us off to a big start. Then added two more in the first. They scored 4. They win the rubber match 9-2. And right now, let's check out our GMC player of the game. It is the new dad, Alex Rios. 2 for 3, a two-run homer, and another RBI. Our GMC player of the game. And Stone Pony, this was Freddie Garcia's 5th start, and of the 5 starts, he's had 4 good ones.
Well, tonight, the reason why he was able to win this ball game and stay in for 6 innings despite giving up 10 hits was he didn't walk anybody. And if you do that, keep the ball in the ballpark, you're going to have a pretty good shot, especially when your team gets you 4 in the first. So Freddie didn't have overwhelming stuff. He didn't have to tonight, but he kept the ball in the park and in the strike zone.
And we got a work cut out for us because the Blue Jays coming in tomorrow night. Johnny Danks on the bump for us against Dana Evelyn, and they've been playing some good baseball.
Well, terrific pitching matchup. We saw Evelyn, and he just completely shut us down in Toronto, but different night, different ballpark, and Johnny Danks has been wonderful in the early going.
They're also leading the major leagues in home runs. But right now, let's go down to our Chuck Garfien with tonight's player of the game.
All right, here with Alex Rios. Alex, 7-game hitting streak, the big 2-run homer. Do you feel locked in right now at the plate?
I guess I feel pretty good. You know, I've seen a few good pitches to hit, and I guess I'll put good swings on them.
You guys get 4 runs for Freddie Garcia. How important is it for an offense to get the runs on the board for not just the offense, but for a pitcher who's out there and knows he's going to get the support behind him?
I think every time you put a few runs early in the game, it's good for the pitcher. You know, you give them that confidence that we got their backs, and I think it's all good.
I think a lot of fans here want to know, when you guys going to go on a run? Is it going to start tonight?
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to start tonight, and from tonight on, it's on.
All right, congratulations, Alex.
All right, thank you.
All right, Hawk, back up to you.
All right, nice job, Chuck. Our Chuck, and so for my partner, Steve Stone.